There's never gonna be an easy way to truly let somebody down. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. There's never gonna be an easy way to truly let somebody down. Nope, everybody's dealing with emotions and feelings. So somebody will be hurt regardless of how you do it. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Dating. I am your host, Zakka, and what is Nerdy Dating? It's a relationship advice podcast from a viewpoint of a nerd here in Kansas City, Missouri. And you have friends, family members, or somebody who's going through some relationship issues or dating issues, and they want a third person to give some advice to them. Have them put their question in the comment section below and I answer on the show. Also, you can have them send me a question on alizakkanerdydating on TikTok and Instagram. Lastly, I support everyone who supports me, so thank you guys so much for your love. Thank you guys so much for the follow support. I really appreciate it. Please continue to share the podcast with everybody, and thank you so much. Now, let's get to today's topic. So YouTube actually been giving me like suggestions of people who've been asking questions about dating. And one of the questions, I know this is post Valentine's Day, so people might be going through it right now, or people trying to figure out how to go through it, but it's how to reject somebody politely or let somebody down nicely. And I was like, that's interesting. People would ask that question, but in the world of dating, that's going to happen. You're going to find somebody who's attracted to you that you just not attracted to, or you try to make it work and it just doesn't work out. You're not in a relationship stage. You are currently in the dating stage, or probably pre-dating, where the person's trying to reach out to you and you're just like, I just don't feel it. So how to let somebody down politely, and then what level should a letdown come in? Like, do you do it when you're talking to somebody on the app? Do you have to respond back to them? Do you do it after the date? Do you do it before they get to the date? So how to let somebody down politely. There's areas of this. So let's talk about the very first one. There's no date, there's no exchange. You just find out somebody likes you and they make their intentions known. They either swipe right on you, or they come approach you in person for a number, or for a social, whatever the case may be, to try to get an opportunity to talk to you. And they actually make their intentions known, which is the easiest. Say, hey, I really like you. It'd be cool if I could take you on a date, may I have your number, whatever the case may be. And in that situation, all you have to do is say, no, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I appreciate it. But at the current time, I'm not dating at the moment. I'm not dating right now. Or I'm seeing somebody, or I have a boyfriend or a significant other. Right there, you can shut that down. Somebody who respects you will not keep forward. And they ask for a social, you can give it to them, but you don't have to add them or request them. They can just sit there. So that's the best way to let somebody down right off the bat. Just like, hey, I'm currently taken, or I'm not seeing anybody at the moment. I'm just, I'm actually not dating at the moment, not seeing anybody. I'm not dating right now, and leave it at that and let that person be the judge. Okay, well, I want to continue forth or not. Well, that's going to be on them. You already told you you're not dating. You already let them know where they at. And some guys, you got to be careful with that. Somebody might not agree with me on this one, but some guys might be like, well, they said they're not dating at the moment. So, I can sit around for 2, 3, 15 years for my shot. But that's that guy's fault. Like, if you're saying you're not dating right now, or I'm not looking for, I'm definitely just not on the market, I'm going to take care of myself, thank you for the compliment, but this is not my time. Or I have somebody and they continue forth, that's on them. You let your teachers know that, hey, I'm being polite, I'm trying to let you down, because you don't just say to somebody like, yeah, I'm not dating you. That's rude, that's unnecessary, no need to do that. But you can definitely say something along the lines of, I'm not dating right now, I'm pretty much sticking to myself. I'm not dating. I'm not on the market. And there you go. So that's the first level. That is like in person, straight and forth and easy. Dating apps. And somebody on the dating apps and they swipe right on you and you swipe right on them. If there's been no conversation made, there's no attempt to make a conversation, or their opener is bland. Like they open up with, hey, hi. Dating apps is multiple people out there swiping on you left and right. Ladies, multiple people swiping on you, so you have multiple people that you can have a conversation with. If there's no effort behind the conversation, I wouldn't even respond to it. And gentlemen, you better if you decide to swipe right on a girl and you open with a conversation, maybe you're doing something more than just hi, or I think you look cute, or hey beautiful, because that's just not going to fly. That's not going to stand. It's going to not go. You might get a girl who's like, oh, I might see you are, depending on how well your profile is, but if you just have a generic profile, it's not going to go. So if somebody did that, I wouldn't open up. Now, you have a back and forth. Let's say you have a good conversation, and then you know the conversation's dying down, or you're not serious about a date. You can unmatch the person. You can leave the person on red. You have not met them in person, and the person realized, okay, well, I got ghosted on a dating app and not met in person yet. Okay, it wasn't meant to be kind of situation. Or you can tell them when it comes to dating app, like, hey, you know, I think I met somebody else. I'm gonna go ahead and move forward talking to them, kind of like a bachelor or bachelorette situation. Like, I've met somebody else, I'm going for a move forward with them. I think if you have like a day conversation and not going anywhere, person doesn't respond back to you, that's different. But if you have like a month conversation, which you should be talking to somebody on a month on dating app, if you're taking it that long, you should already met in person. But if that like a week goes by, back and forth, you're having this good banter, and you're just not feeling it, you're just talking to them just to talk to them, you either have to meet them on a date or just say, you know, I'm done, and say, hey, I'm meeting somebody else, talking to somebody else, and moving on. You know, you're still in the dating app. You're saying, you know, I'm going to see what other options are out there. I've done that before. I told people on dating apps I was talking to, like, hey, I met this person. You know, it's been a nice pleasure talking to you. I wish you the best, but I'm going to see what happens here. And I had one girl tell me, she was like, well, if something falls through, let me know. You know, if I'm around, I'll talk to you. I was like, okay, cool. Well, good luck. And she's like, good luck to you. That's the way I won't say I never ghosted somebody. I might have ghosted somebody on a dating app. Somebody just opened with hi or hello. But usually I'm the one who's getting ghosted. But I have had where, like, I talked to a girl and I end up talking to somebody else. I've told a lady, it's like, hey, you know, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I wish you the best. I'm going to see what happens here. And actually, a situation I had where I was talking to a girl and I was going to go on a date with another girl, and I ended up telling the girl I'm going to go on a date with, like, hey, I actually, you know, met a girl I'm really interested in. I'm going to see what happens with her. You know, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I wish you the best of luck. So that's the way you can let somebody down. Like, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I'm actually talking to somebody else here. We'll see what happens with this, and I wish you the best of luck. That way, that person, it's going to sting a little bit, but they would know, like, okay, you're moving forward, you're moving on. Thank you for the time. Thank you for not wasting my time. That's one thing when it comes to letting somebody down, come to rejecting somebody, it's not wasting their time. When you know that you don't want to pursue that relationship anymore, when you know you do not want to continue forth anymore, you should be polite and let them know that I am out, that I am going to move forward. No, thank you for everything. Thank you for the moment. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. I love you. You know, whatever the case may be. And if you're not, love is like if you're in a relationship, but like if you're not in a relationship, be like, I appreciate you. I like you, but I found somebody else who, you know, I'm more attracted to, whatever the case may be. You have to say I'm more attracted to, like I'm just interested in and want to see where that goes. I wish you know the best and good luck. All right, so that is the dating apps one. So you talk about pre-dating apps, like just straight up front. If you haven't got that far into it, talk about dating apps where it's like the first couple of messages, and then, you know, further down the line, if you have a long strand of messages. Now, the third one is the dating stage. You're not in a relationship yet. You're just in the dating stage, talking stage, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 dates, and you're just like, I'm not seeing it anymore. I don't see where this is going, and I'm out. Whatever the case may be, maybe y'all not clashed, maybe y'all not clicking like you thought you were gonna click. Maybe something else came up. Maybe a life situation is happening where you just can't handle a relationship at this point in time, and you don't want to drag somebody along. You have one, I say, call or tell them in person that, hey, you know, it's been fun. Been nice talking to you, nice getting to know you. Hope you had a great time. I had a really great time. But, you know, where my current situation is in life, or wherever the case may be, you know, what's going on, I don't think I can. And you got to make it about you. When it comes to actual dating, I know the whole cliche, it's not me, it's not you, it's me situation. No, you have to make it about you. Wherever the case may be, maybe you wasn't fully engaged, or you wasn't about the relationship or you wasn't head over heels, it's nothing that it sucks to tell somebody this because it's super cliche, but sometimes cliche, the reason why it's cliche because it happens all the time, but cliche is actually right. It's nothing the other person did wrong. They were just existing. You're the one who was like, wherever the case would be, I'm just not clicking with this. Whether life is going on or, timing or whatever the case would be, I just don't feel like I can give my 100% to this relationship and make it go forward. And right then and there, let the person down. I wish you the best of luck. It's been a pleasure talking to you. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you. Hope you have a great time. Good luck meeting the next person and so forth. I had a girl tell me, she was like, I let her down like after a few months of talking to her and trying to see whether or not I want to commit to a relationship. I told her, I was like, it's been fun getting to know you. It's been nice, dating you. And what my breaking point was the fact that she was not into sports like I am. And we went and watched a game and she did everything else but kind of, talk about the game itself or like trying to get the interest in the game or see who was playing or what was happening. She did everything else but the game. And to me, I was like, this is going to be something I do often. This is going to be something I do most Sundays. And I will be into this. If I can't see you being at least somewhat entertained, because this is going to be a part of my lifestyle where Sundays are, especially during the fall season, this is me, are related to sports. If you can't connect with me on that level where you can be at least somewhat engaged, where you're like, okay, who's happening here? What's happening? What's about to happen on this play? If that conversation can't happen, where I can at least teach about football or talk about football, or like, it don't have to be like full-fledged stats. It'd be like, okay, so here is a flag. This is what happens. Here is a running back. This is what it is. That's what a tight end does. If that kind of engagement can't happen, where you look like you're completely disengaged and don't give two flying birds, I can't date you, because if you're not gonna be able to like experience that with me and get upset when I go do those things, it's not gonna be a good relationship in my mindset. That's just me. Now, other people will have a different story. So for me, in my situation, I was like, hey, it's been nice dating you, but nice getting to know you, but this is something that's going to be a staple in my life for years to come. And I can't see, you being in that situation with me and be comfortable in that situation. I think, it's best I move on, and best, I wish you the best of luck, but I don't think I'm the best match for you. And I made that decision myself and told her, hey, I don't think you're the best match for me. We clicked in this area. We didn't click in this area. For me, that's a big piece where, heck, I'm wearing the gear right now. So, and that was nothing against her. It was just more me saying like, hey, I would need somebody who's a little more engaged on my part. It wasn't against her, because that's not her thing. She's not into it. I don't want to force somebody to do something that they're not into. So I decided to let her down gently by saying, hey, it's been fun, nice getting to know you. I wish you the best of luck. Now I wish you meet the guy who that you can, have bond with. And she told me, I wish you meet a sporty anime girl. And I was like, well, thanks for that. But that's how I let her down. That's just a little bit of my life breakdown there from my past experience, how I let somebody down that we wasn't matching on the same level there. And that was like months of dating and trying to figure out, if we connect, if we work, if there's a future holds for us. And I just didn't see that. So I was like, I'm going to let you down gently by saying, hey, have a respectful conversation in person that, I wish you the best. I don't think this will, work well. And it's not you. It's really me that I don't think it worked well. But I wish you the best of luck, with the next guy you date and me. But I definitely think those kind of interactions cannot happen, over text. You have to say that in person or over the phone so the person can hear your voice and tone. You want them to know that it's actually you saying it and you don't sound disingenuine, that you actually are honest and like, hey, I wish you the best. I don't think it's a workout. I took time to think about it, process everything. And this is right here, you're somebody who's looking for somebody to seriously date and seriously get engaged with, not just, having fun and just hooking up. But that's how you let somebody gently just let them know like how you feel, where you're coming from, and that you wish them the best. And it sounds cliche, and people are not gonna like it. People gonna take it, the wrong way. But that's the best way to do it. And let them know it's nothing that you did wrong. It's just something that I myself have to work with, or I myself, need for me. I know what my needs are. I know what I want, and that's what dating is about. Know what you need, know what you want, and especially if you're not in a relationship stage yet, and the person, let's say you have X amount of needs, and this person is not hitting those needs. It could be one or two things to say, like, you know what, I don't see this going forward in the future, and that's completely fine. Let them know, I wish you the best. I hope I just don't think I'm the best match for you. I wish you the best. I have fun, and good luck. It sucks to kind of get let down that way, but that's the best way to do it. There's never going to be an easy way to truly let somebody down. I'm just going to tell you that right now. There's never going to be an easy way to truly, truly let somebody down. No, everybody's dealing with emotions and feelings. So somebody will be hurt regardless of how you do it. Because think about, people might start to emotionally masturbate about what the future can be like. They might start thinking like, hey, this what this can be. This could happen. This is what the next 5 years can look like. The next 3 years can look like. And then you're kind of like pulling the rug underneath them. But this is what the dating and talking stages is. This is what you want to get to know somebody before you hop into a relationship, to see, okay, can we build for the next 10, 15, 20, 30, 60 years. So how to let people down gently. The first one, tell them right off the bat. You find out somebody's interested in you and you're not interested in them. Let them know that you're not open to dating, or that you're not dating at the moment, or you have somebody else you're talking to. Best way to do it. Dating apps, there's two ways about it. The first way, if you're first match with them, they open up with, there's no communication, you're not talking with them, let them sit. If they open up with hi or hello and no effort, you can let them sit. If you start a conversation with them, you can say like, after a little good back and forth, you can be like, hey, I actually met somebody else, or I'm thinking about meeting somebody else. Thank you for your time. I wish you the best. That's how we do on the apps. Meet in person, first of 2 dates, you can let them know like, hey, I had fun, it's been a good date. I wish you the best of luck. I just don't see it working out for me in the future. I wish you the best of luck. A couple of days down the line before, prior to the relationship, let them know like, hey, it's been a good time. Nice getting to know you. Amazing time I had here, but personally myself, I don't see it working well in the future. I wish you the best, and thank you for, and thank them for, the time and that you had with them, and just say, I wish you the best. And I wouldn't butter them up and say, you've been amazing, you're great. I'm just like, had a great time. It's been fun getting to talk to you, fun getting to meet you, and fun experiencing the last few months with you, but I wish you the best. I don't see it going. I just want to make sure I let you go, and kind of like that. Like, let them know, like, I'm going to let you have it. I don't see it for myself, and I'm going to I'm myself. I just don't see it myself. And I think that one of the most honest ways I got broken up with was, she told me she wanted to be single. She said that she wanted to be single. I think that was probably one of the most honest ways I got broken up with, because she's like, hey, for me, it's been great. You've been amazing, but for me, I want to be single. I feel like I need to handle this stuff, and kudos to her. She stood up and told me that, and I was like, man, it sucks to hear that, but at the same time, you gotta get somebody props for being, sticking to their guns, and that's the same thing you have to do when it comes to letting down somebody. There's never a good way to reject somebody. There's never a really right time to do it, but this is the best route to go about it. And don't come from a place of attacking. Don't come from a place of hurting. Don't come from a place of like, well, you did this, you did that. Just be like, hey, for me, I didn't really see the vision for myself. I didn't really see the future for myself. I wish you the best. It's been great. Thank you. And let them know. So that's it. That's how you want to reject somebody politely without attacking or hurting or saying you did X, Y, and Z. Just say like, hey, our lifestyles don't work for me. Our lifestyles don't work together, and I wish you the best. And that's it. And I don't know how to say that doesn't sound like harsh to anybody, but sometimes breaking up or rejection is icky. It's hard to do, and that's why some people don't face it. But when it comes to actually dating, you have to be serious about it. You gotta let people know, hey, I don't see this, so that way you don't waste their time. The worst thing you can do to somebody is waste somebody's time. I never forget, I had a girl on a dating app let me know, like, we matched, and she said, you like a fun personality, you look great, and she was just like, I think our age gap is, I think it was like 7 years, so I think our age gap is just a little too much, but you know, you're like a really cool dude, I wish the best luck of you out there, thank you for the match. And I was like, you didn't have to say anything. Like, I appreciate the honesty, but you didn't have to say anything. I told her right back to her, like, hey, no, I completely understand. I wish you the best of luck too. Like, so like, be an amazing person and have fun out there. And that's pretty much how we handled on the dating app. She took the extra step to do that. She didn't have to do that, but she did. And heck, so that's one way to do it. But it's not really a better way, like a good way to reject somebody. It's just, you have to be upfront and honest and let them know, so that way there's no question in the person's mind. If you ghost somebody, they're going to think like, well, the person can always run back around and come back into my life because they ghosted me. A ghost is just, and the person will always hover there. You know, sometimes the ghost is permanent. Another time the ghost will try to weasel his way back in, you know, 2 months down the line. Hey, how you been, Casper? Like, you left me. So yeah, that's the way to politely reject somebody. And now let's go ahead and get to the TikTok reactions on this episode of Nerdy Dating. All right, so this first video here is from Yvette. So let's see what she has to say.
Hey, have men ever thought about telling you how they feel while it's happening? You know you guys can do that, right? Like, if you're having a feeling, like, in the moment, you can just say it. You can tell me. You can tell me. You don't have to wait until you break up with me and you spiral on something that, you know, maybe could have been resolved or at least alluded to earlier on. We could have, like, do you know you can do that?
All right. So she's saying, no, how come men don't express their emotion when something's going on until it gets out of hand, till like it builds up and they, you know, explode or break up. And there's one of my very first episodes of Nerdy Dating, I reacted to a girl who said she didn't want a guy who comes in after his day and explain his emotions, explain his feelings, and let her know how he's feeling today. And she's like, I don't want to hear that. I want you to be a man. I want you to be, you know, so and so. I want you to be strong. I don't want to hear about your day. I don't want to hear about how it goes. So, and that was like, she probably like 21, 19, whatever the case would be. She was like a young girl. And then you get Shaq on, I think my last episode, the episode before, Shaquille O'Neal said, when a guy opens up to a lady and he explains his emotion, his feelings like that, that sometimes that lady would turn that emotion and feelings and turn back and throw it back in his face and not giving him a safe space to open up. So men are not allowed, and are culturally, we're not told it's okay to be open with your emotions. It's okay to be quote unquote soft with your feelings. And so therefore you find guys who don't know how to express it or know how to say how they're feeling besides just I'm fine or I'm okay or it'll be okay, it'll be all right, it'll work itself out. You have guys who hold it in because they're either one, afraid that they'll get judged for opening up. They'll be afraid to, you know, be afraid that like they'll get their emotions tossed back in their face when something happens and the argument happens. She's like, well, that's why you didn't do this. That's why you're weak and you're a punk and all this stuff, because some ladies would use that. It's toxic, but ladies would do that. So to order to get a guy to open up properly and make sure that he feels comfortable and safe in his area and safe in his relationship to have that conversation with you, you have to be willing to, one, let him know that this is a safe space. You're like, I shouldn't tell a grown man what to do. Let him know that he is in a safe space, that he can unload his emotion, that he can talk about his day, that he can express his feeling without, one, being judged, two, without having somebody give an answer on like, well, you should do this, when he knows what he needs to do. He just needs an area to talk about and complain because he can't do it himself. Or you might see him do it, but it'd be online playing video games or, at the bar with his friends, whatever the case would be. He won't really express it with you because he's afraid on how you'll react to it or start an argument or start a situation. So give him that safe space. And then a good way to ask him be like, hey, do you need a moment to vent? Do you need an ear or do you need somebody to give answers? That way he knows right then and there that you're not coming from a place attacking. You're not going to use his emotions against him. You want him to express himself and be who he is and tear off away that harsh outer shell for him to be vulnerable. So most guys don't know it's okay unless our lady gives us permission, and I hate to say permission, but give us permission to be okay and be vulnerable with her. If she don't give us the permission and we feel like we can't be vulnerable with her, we're not going to do it. And we're going to hold it in and we're going to let that build up until the end. I am guilty of that myself. I'm not going to lie. Because the girls I was dating, they were going through things. I never felt like it was my place to say, hey, this is what I'm going through too. This is what I'm feeling at the moment. And I feel like how can you ask somebody to give you, energy when they can't give, 100% themselves? So I never felt like it was right for me to do that. When in reality, I should say, hey, I know you're going through this, but also I'm going through this as well. Let's see if we can work together. Let's see if we can come to a conclusion. See if we can come to a compromise on how we both can help each other up and keep each other going. Relationship with the build together. We're a team. And I know sometimes where one member of the team have to carry the other person, but when the other person's carrying the load so much, that load can break down on that person. So like, hey, I know you're trying to get yourself up too, but I also need you to be present as well. And that's something men won't do. They let it build up to the very end to get to the point where like, I'm tired. I can't keep doing this, versus saying like, hey, this is what I was going through and I just needed you here with me. So ladies, give your guys permission and space to be vulnerable with you. When they open up to you, when you ask them how their day is and you say it's okay, you can open up, you let me know how it is, how frustrating it can be, whatever the case would be willing to listen and do not be willing to just give answers right back. Because sometimes we know what we need to do. We just want to have a place to talk to and hold and cuddle. So as long as you give us permission, give us that space, we'll be fine. If we don't get that, then we're going to find ourselves being in a situation where we're going to hold it to ourselves, and it's not healthy, but find ourselves just like get to the point where we're just like, we're out, we're exploding, we're out. So definitely give us permission and give us that safe space to do that. Because once you give a man that safe space without judgment, you'll find out he won't hide what he has to say. He will be 100% honest with you, and he will. It might not be the prettiest way to explain it, but he'll try his best, and then just help him walk through how to explain those emotions. And you're solid. You're solid. Guys really don't have a group of people that we talk to like that where we can just sit there and bounce off emotions of each other. We don't have that. We hanging out, we're talking about like things like sports or comic books or cars or events, movies, TV shows. We're talking about things that just doesn't pertain to our emotion. We're talking about like external stuff, the next drink at the bar, whatever the case would be, wherever it is. You're a bunch of single guys, like, okay, what ladies are out, what we're doing. We're not really sitting there talking about, yo, man, how you feel today? How's your emotion? How your mental space? How you feeling? What you have for breakfast? What you eating? We don't talk to each other about that kind of stuff. Not at all. We probably talk about the gym or our workout, but we don't talk about, or a job, but we don't talk about our mental health at all. And we can be better as a gender at doing that. We can 100% be better. But for ladies, how you want to connect to your man and get that space, make sure that we are comfortable about that. That's how you want to do it. Just to give us space to be comfortable, to open up. Next video here, this is from Zach Bourbon. Let's see what he has to say. And the thing he says on here, things guys want but won't ask for. Let's see if I agree with him. So I'm pause it after each one.
Things guys want but will not ask for. Ladies, take notes. Show us physical affection. I'm serious. Try it and you'll see a huge difference in your man. This one hits different, but when you touch us, when you're talking to us, like you'll be talking to us and you just like put your hands like on our arms or like on our side, like, oh my. I can't stress this one enough, but lots and lots of cuddles. If he has long hair.
Yeah. Cuddles, physical touch, holding hands, grabbing, like especially just even the guy's love language, not physical touch, just like a hand on the lap or a hand on the shoulder, arm placement, just show that you care and there's a person there. can make a huge difference. Like a hug, a full hug versus a side hug, make a full difference sometimes. Show somebody like somebody cares for us, not just I'm another person. So I agree with him on that. All right, he's about long. Here's the next one.
Play with his hair. Twist it, pull it, bop it. I don't care what you do. Just play with it. Show us affection in public. Back scratches or any kind of massage. When you make an effort to try to connect with us, like we'll try and try and try with you, but if we don't see any effort, we're done trying. Last but not least,
he hit a bunch of stuff. Physical affection in public, PDA, yes. Like a hug. You could be a guy who wants a hug. A hand on the lap, hand on another hand, holding hand. Whatever the case would be, that right there shows that okay, I'm wanted and not, I'm more than just a friend. What else he say? Oh, connect to us. Just trying to connect with what we're into, and you at least want to be somewhat not interested in it 100%, but like engaging in it where I call it geek out. When you hear a guy geek out about what he loves, was that golfing, politics, whatever the case may be, and the dude, like he's like getting all into it and you're just engaged with him in it. You might not understand it, but you're engaged with him with it and not with him and ask him questions about it. Even if it's like 2 or 3 questions, that can make a guy's day something else like, man, my girl really does care. And hopefully he's doing the same for you. All right, last thing he said.
Tell us that we look good. Even if we don't look good, we love that shit.
Well, bro, calm down. Everyone wants compliments. Everyone wants compliments. Everyone wants to be wanted. Everyone wants to be loved. And that's what it comes down to. Showing affection, appreciation of your partner. And that makes a huge difference. So I agree with him on that. I agree with him wholeheartedly. And yeah, a guy won't ever, like most, if the dude understands what his wants and needs are, he'll let you know. But if he doesn't understand it, he definitely will want that. He will want that. All right. Next video. And let's see. This is from Jumpin' Juice. It's probably a little bit behind Valentine's Day, but let's see what she has to say.
Okay, my boyfriend asked this question to his friends the other day, and apparently he got flamed. But the question was like, or he asked like, oh, when do you guys think is a appropriate time to ask your girl for Valentine's Day, like to be your Valentine? And his friends were like, oh, you're dating this girl, you don't need to ask, isn't it just assume? Literally, my boyfriend asked me in the beginning of January if I would be his Valentine, although we've been dating. So now I'm like, is it not common to ask your girlfriend to be your Valentine even when you're dating? Or are those guys just not being men?
Not being men for not asking you to be Valentine. Not being man. I don't think that was a manly thing to say, hey, you need to ask somebody to be your Valentine's. It depends on the girl. It depends on the girl you're dating. It depends on how she feel about Valentine's Day night. If she's a huge fan of Valentine's Day, then ask her to be your Valentine's would be 100% appropriate, depending on when you feel like you want to ask your girlfriend to be your Valentine's. If she loves Valentine's Day, she loves a Valentine's Day card, she loves all those things, then you be like, hey, will you be my Valentine's? I love you so much. I want to show you a good time. Will you be my Valentine? It's really up to you and your partner. Those guys probably like, you know what? I don't have a girlfriend. I'm really not really in a relationship with a girl right now. To ask a girl to be my Valentine, that's my girlfriend. I don't see it. But for somebody who's like, my girlfriend loves Valentine's Day, I'm gonna ask to make sure that we are, still connected. I know she loves Valentine's Day. It's special to her. So I don't think those guys wasn't being men, and I still think it's appropriate to do that. If depending if your partner wants to be asked to be, somebody's Valentine's, I think it's appropriate to do that. I don't think anybody's wrong in this situation. Just 2 different styles of how they look at Valentine's Day. I mentioned in another episode, men don't really, for us, Valentine's Day, not really much of anything. We don't get gifts. We don't really get appreciative. Valentine's Day is more for the ladies. It's more for your significant other. So Valentine's Day for us is kind of just like another day, but it's a day for us to appreciate our partner, because our partner loves Valentine's Day. Our partner wants to feel appreciated and loved. It's a day to do that. But for us, we really don't get much of it. Is not marketed to men, so we wouldn't really think about asking a girl to be our Valentine's unless she loves Valentine's Day and wants to be appreciated, wants to be shown as Valentine's. So that's what you want from your partner. your partner's gonna deliver. If your partner doesn't want to be like a Valentine, don't care about Valentine's Day, then your partner's not going to give that much effort to it. So, yeah, nobody's wrong in this one. Now, his friend should have been like making fun of him for doing that. That's wild. Getting flamed. They shouldn't be doing that. But to be like, I can see a guy be like, wait, you're going to be Valentine? That's new to me. That's interesting to me. I can see a guy saying that. But at the same time, I can see a guy be like, that makes complete sense. Your girlfriend, your wife. Yeah, she appreciates Valentine's Day. Make Valentine's Day special for her. And her being asked, we be on Valentine's Day, do that. All right, next video here. And this is from King's Community. So let's see what it has to say. It said, I'm single as of yesterday. That's what the quote is.
I'm single as of yesterday.
You had a man before yesterday?
For 2 years. I'm not gonna lie, I got a dick appointment coming.
Well, who?
My best friend.
You were friends with this guy while you were dating your boyfriend?
I've been friends with him before I knew my ex, I guess now.
I'm so disappointed in you though.
Why?
You're going to go your best friend a day after breaking up with your boyfriend. That means you wanted to your best friend while you were dating your boyfriend.
It's kind of more complicated, like...
Can we stop pretending like having a guy best friend isn't a huge problem? That's like me going to my nutritionist and saying, all right, I'm gonna start the keto diet. Let's do this. I am committed to this. Let's go. And then every time I sat down to eat something, I had a pack of Oreos with me. The nutritionist looks at the Oreos like, what's up with those? Oh, these, don't worry about these. I'm not gonna eat those. Oh, you're not gonna eat them? So why do you have them with you? Oh, these Oreos, I done had these Oreos since before I started this diet. I love these Oreos. These Oreos are cool. Don't worry about them. I have zero interest in eating them. I just like having them around. And the nutritionist be like, okay, so you ain't never had Oreos before? You don't like Oreos? No, I've had Oreos before. I just never had these ones, and I never will have these ones. Trust me, I will never eat these Oreos. And then one day that diet starts getting really hard. And you start thinking, man, I've been doing everything for this diet, but I ain't seeing no results. This diet ain't doing nothing for me. You look over and you see that pack of Oreos over there. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here?
Do you understand what I'm trying? Do you understand the words that come out of my mouth? I get your analogy. And having food like that sit around, junk food sit around when you're considered to be on a certain diet and trying to stay committed to your diet, and having that right there to go like, okay, well, I'm gonna give myself a cheat day kind of thing. I get that, but here's the thing: people are not food. Food don't have emotions. Food don't. They're there. You can eat food and it's not gonna like cry, whine, or be upset that you're eating it, or be like rejoicing that they're getting eaten like the Pop-Tarts mascot who's like my gift in life is be eaten. It's dreams come true. It's not like that. But with that analogy, if I want to play off his analogy and just go down that road he's saying, where he's like having somebody of the opposite sex be your partner's best friend can lead to them cheating on you with their best friend. This girl didn't cheat. She didn't cheat. Her relationship ended. We don't know why her relationship ended. Her relationship ended, but yet then after the relationship ended, a day later, she went and hooked up with her quote unquote best friend. I wouldn't consider a best friend somebody you sleep with. I wouldn't do that. That's just not me who I consider that. And she said it's more complicated than that. That means the dude she was messing with was her friends with benefits prior to this relationship. And the relationship happened, the dude took a step back. He said, you know what? I'm going to sit on the sidelines and just wait until the relationship ends. And then when the relationship ended, he's like, I'm going to slide back in here because I had nothing else to do. And I'm just sitting here waiting around. Heck, her best friend, quote unquote best friend, could have been her previous boyfriend. We don't know that. But and I do get how the guy was like, wait a minute, so you're going back to your best friend. So the dude been in the wings this whole time. He's been a back pocket for you. That like if your relationship didn't fell through, you always had somebody to sleep with. So you always had a safety net. And that's not really a healthy concept either, where you're going to just keep somebody around just for the purpose of hooking up with once your relationship falls through. And I get what he's saying, like once your relationship gets weaker, it's not as strong, you're thinking, well, I don't need to hook up with my partner anymore. I can break up with him and go sleep with so-and-so in the background here. I get him with that mindset with the Oreos, like, oh, I can just cheat on the Oreos and go back to my old diet after my diet ends. I get that, But this doesn't mean you can't have friends of the opposite sex. Just because this girl went back to her partner or went back to her friends with benefits after she broke up with her partner, she could have been committed to her relationship. Him and her current partner could have been committed to each other, and they just fell out. Wherever the case would be, we don't know why the relationship ended, but wherever the case would be, the relationship ended. And she was like, you know what? I can sleep around with who I want to sleep around with. My friend's willing and enabling. I'm gonna go sleep with him. That's on her. But it doesn't mean you can't have friends of, and I think she said 2-year relationship, but you can't have friends of the opposite sex. Not everybody is trying to get at your significant other. And also, once you break up, you're fair game. You're fair game. But as long as that partner respect the boundaries of your relationship, when you're trying to keep impeding on your relationship, and your partner understands that, that person, that friend wasn't trying to impede, oh, this person trying to come at me. Maybe she cut them off. I don't know what she did. But you have to trust your partner. That's what I'm trying to say here. You have to trust your partner. There are going to be so many people to try to come at you and your relationship, come at your partner and their relationship with you, that you have to trust your partner. You can't be sitting there wondering oh, well, I'm just going to take off all people with opposite sex that she can't hang out with. That's not healthy. You don't want your partner to feel like they are trapped in your relationship and feel like they can't live their life. Let them live their life. They're a grown adult and they're going to make choices. Let them make those choices. And when they make those choices, it's up to you to deal with it. If you don't feel comfortable dating somebody who's okay with talking to the opposite sex, then you shouldn't date that person. Go date somebody who's I don't have friends with the opposite sex. There you go. Your problem solved. There's so many people out there in the world to date that you can do that. But you should trust your partner enough to let them live their life and not feel like you're going to be, your relationship ends because somebody else from the opposite sex comes and mess with your partner. So trust your partner. Don't worry about the opposite sex. If you're somebody who can't date somebody who has the opposite sex, who has friends with opposite sex, then don't date them. Just be honest to yourself. I can't deal with somebody who talks to guys, who has friends with guys. It's just not me. I can't deal with that. I'm going to move on. If you can't trust your partner. If you can, kudos to you. Keep that ball rolling. Let it go. If you can't, all right, you know what? I'm out. Thank you for your time. I can't do this. And just be upfront honest about it. Be upfront honest and understand that. But don't sit there and be like, well, every girl I talk to can't have friends of the opposite sex. That's not the case. And don't let this one person be the standard that you see for dating, because that's not the standard. And plus, you're going to flip the other side to it. She's broken up. She's free to do whatever she wants. So there you go. All right, last video here. This is from Emily W. King. She asked, do you guys agree? This dude goes, tips for wives and girlfriends. All right,
if you are a woman and you're married to a man or have a boyfriend, I've got something that'll probably clear up some confusion. What I have here is a list of criteria or guidelines per se that you could use on when it's okay for a woman to initiate intimate time with your husband or boyfriend. You can use these as a reference whenever you're wondering, is now a good time? 6 very easy to reference items. When is it okay? When we are awake. When we are asleep. When we are not actively being treated for something in a medical facility. When it is daytime. When it is nighttime. When it does not cause further unwanted bodily harm to either of us. Now let's put that in perspective. I'm going to go through some scenarios. So the first scenario is, it's the middle of the night and we are sound asleep. Well, let's remember our references. Is it nighttime? Yes. Are we asleep? That's okay too.
I guess he's got to be a joke with that, but do you agree? Yes, we want to be intimate with our partners. Yes. And I would say we're not exhausted or tired. Say, hey, babe, I want to cuddle a little bit. I want to get it on. Let him know. And he will most likely, and I say all men will, but I'll say he will most likely at least try to be intimate back with you, wherever it can be. Might not be the full effort, might be a little bit of an effort, but yeah, I do agree with him that it's okay to be intimate with your partner, and it's okay not to wondering where not to be intimate with your partner. Like, a man wants to be touched, reach out to him and give him show him a hug, give him a kiss on the neck, let him know that you want to go, and he If he's not thinking about anything, like, I don't even know if work is even an excuse. Like, I would say 7 times out of 10, he'd be right ready to go. So I would say, yeah, I agree with him. Like, let you, especially you haven't got it on in a while. He probably like, okay, what's going on? But he'll probably be ready to go. He'll be like, hey, I've been waiting too. Let's do this. So I agree. All right, Reddit time. So this first one here, I male 34 found dating apps on my girlfriend's female 39's phone. So last night I was on my girlfriend's phone and I saw that she downloaded dating apps, Tinder and Hinge, on her phone. I know for sure these weren't there before, so she literally downloaded them in the last week. I don't think she's going to particularly like that I was on her phone though, or to be honest, that's what he said, TOH. Even though I'm completely open with letting her on my phone and think it's fine to go on each other's phone, she pretty nervous about bringing it up with her, to be honest. And then he goes, but yeah, why on earth does she have dating apps on her phone? Why didn't he answer that? How should I deal with this situation now I know she has these dating apps on her phone? We've been together for 4 years for reference. All right. And then he puts an update underneath it, but I'm going to talk about it after I answer your questions. So first you go, why on earth does she have dating apps on her phone? One, she's probably about to cheat. She's emotionally cheating. She's checking out the relationship and she's about to either break up with you or she's about to cheat and not break up with you, but she wants the apps on there to have an opportunity to go see what's out there before she makes the initial move. She's about to emotionally start cheating. 2, how should I deal with the situation now? Okay, so just be honest. Say, hey, I know we're open with our phones. I picked your phone up and I saw that you downloaded Tinder and Hinge. I want to come from a place of accusement. I want to come from a place of, you're going to be hurt, but I want to accuse. It's like, I'm just curious, why did the apps just curious, why did you download Tinder and Bumble? I want to ask, why is that a place to because it's going to cause an issue? But I'm just curious how the apps, there you go. I'm curious how the apps got onto the phone. Like, ask her, well, you know how they got there, but ask her how they got there and see what she tells you. And she upfront and honest, say, hey, I'm kind of checked out a relationship. I'm looking for other options. There you go. All right. And then he goes, update. Thanks for all the comments on this. I made a Tinder profile myself, then found her on there and confronted her. Oh. She admitted she was looking for potential dates, but says it's because she didn't think I cared for her, that I loved her. Right there. How long have I been dating? 4 years for reference. She checked out the relationship. She's checked out the relationship, and then she got on Bumble or got on Tinder. Not that he made a dating app to find her, which is wild in itself, but then she got flipped out to, well, how come you're on here? I would have asked her, I saw the apps on there, just curious how they got downloaded on there, and ask her, to open up a conversation with you and see where you guys are in a relationship. She said that she think you didn't care for her or love her, so she's checking out the relationship. So like maybe 4 years, did y'all stop dating each other? Did y'all stop caring for each other? Did y'all stop showing affection and love for each other? Had the relationship gone dry? There's a way to revalue your relationship. Go to couples therapy to get yourself back together. There's other ways you can handle this versus just come to a place accusing. So yeah, she was about to cheat and you caught her on it. Now it's up to you whether or not you want to stay with her or not. Next question. Men of Reddit, which hobby is a big green flag in women? That's a very, very, very subjective question. It depends on the guy. I would say everybody likes somebody who lives a healthy lifestyle. I don't think you ever hear somebody say, I want somebody who lives a horrible lifestyle, who lives junky and trash, keep himself clean. So I think somebody who lives a healthy lifestyle, whatever the case may be, it can be moderate and healthy to, working out. Somebody who's healthy. I think any variation of that would be a nice, and healthy shouldn't be a hobby. That should be the bare minimum. But any form of that would probably be a green flag for most men. Other than that, I can't think of anything else besides making sure you're taking care of yourself and being healthy. That shouldn't be a hobby. That should be the bare necessity. But it depends on the guy. It's subjective. Like, it really is. So whatever your hobbies are and whatever you like to express your emotions, something like that, that would be what you consider would be a green flag. So it depends on the guy. It depends on the guy. All right, next question. I thought my coworker was into me, but apparently she must not be. I'm going to try to word this correctly. So I thought my coworker was into me, but apparently she must not be. She asked for my socials numbers 2 weeks ago because she wanted to hang out with me, which hasn't happened yet. She also was kind enough to give me a ride home from work last week. We also had small talk so far, and I tried making plans with her when she gets back in town. Grab dinner, lunch, or a drink. She said for sure, but I don't think it's going to happen. Okay. She came sat by me one day and we had small talk, but I don't see it going anywhere, honestly, which is kind of a bummer and annoying, but good at the same time. I chill out and do me and make my money. I don't chase after her or be all under her. I let her do her own thing, but to me, if you wasn't serious about making plans, then why ask for my social media or my number? To see what you're up to follow you? I don't know. How about you make a move? One, I don't suggest dating somebody at work. That's just me. That's my thing. But you decide to make that route and go down that pathway. Okay, go for it. Good luck. How about you make a move? She gave you your number. She gave you, find your social show. She's giving you the toss up. You say you want to go out for drinks or something like that. Then ask her for drinks next week when she get back in town or whenever she get back in town and say, hey, what does Wednesday work for you? What does Thursday work for you? And go for a couple of drinks or lunch, whatever the case would be, or dinner. Like, if you want to talk to her, talk to her. If she's not into you, she's not going to say she's into you. But apparently she said she wants to set up drinks, lunch, or dinner. It means she's some way interested in there, and just see how that goes. Don't put too much pressure on it because you're talking to a coworker, so be careful there. But other than that, go have fun. Like, I don't know. To me, you're making too much of a big deal about nothing. Just go have fun. All right. I'm so sick of our sex life, 25 female, 34 male, or lack thereof. It's gotten to maybe once a week. He tries more with oral, which I appreciate, but it feels like I have to pull anything out of him. It's so hard. He says he's stressed out and it's killing his libido, but it's been well over a year and we've only been together for less than 2. I'm just so sick of always wanting, and then I know he's masturbating, he's cagey about it, so I don't know how often, but it's like I feel like I get so on edge and monitory, and I don't want to be like that. Sex is really important to me. We met at a munch for F's sakes. I don't know what that is. I want to work through it because I love him so much for other qualities, but it's hard. It's been going on for longer than it hasn't, so I don't even know if we can get back to the sex life we used to have or something even just satisfying. I feel like I'm wasting my life when I could find something that I don't have to fight and beg for in sex. Or for sex in. Like, I'm only 25. If this is 25, what's it going to be like 10 years? It's making me crazy. I hate this. I don't know if I can sustain this in a relationship, and it sucks because everything else is so good and I love him so dearly. Is it worth breaking up over? I love him so dearly, but if it's like this now, what's it going to be like 10? You already said that, 10 years from now. And if it's just stress, am I going to be pushed to the back because of it? I would suggest, if he says it's stress, there's ways you can go about this. One, you can suggest therapy. They help him, de-stress and help him talk to somebody who can help him with his stress, how to manage his stress. 2, You can ask him how he likes to decompress and how to help with his stress. You can ask him about that. But if you feel like you're one pulling teeth to get him to make a move, then that's where it can become a little bit of a problem. And you let him know this, or you're just keeping it to yourself? You're saying he's masturbating, so it means he's taking care of himself in a way, but you haven't really, have you let him know, like, hey, babe, I love you so much. I feel like I need this. And it's okay to tell your partner you need sex. Sex is I call it a relationship pie. There's emotional, there's physical, so emotional attraction, mental attraction, physical attraction, and then a sexual attraction. If those three are like off in a sense, and you're not getting satisfied in those three of the pies, your relationship is not going to work. Like, to me, it doesn't work out well. If you're getting two of the three, you need all three to be like in a satisfied relationship. Wherever, how much that pie can be, it doesn't be like, each piece of the pie is, I would say 75, that's not even right. I'm not sure why I'm blanking out. 45, no, it's not even right there. I'm not sure why my math is like blanked on me. 33.30, so 33.34%. Like, each piece of the pie doesn't have to be that. I don't know why. I just couldn't divide 100 by 3. But anyway, hang with me here, guys. So let him know. Let him know that, like, hey, I love you so much, but I feel like I'm not getting my sexual needs met in our relationship, and I feel like it's tearing on me in our relationship, and I feel like I can't give my 100%. I need to feel like I'm wanted. I need to feel wanted. I need my needs met, and let him know. Like, but when you tell him I need my needs met, come with solutions. Say, hey, this is what I want. I want to have sex at least twice a week, or at least once or 2 times or 4 times a month, or 6 times or 8 times a month, whatever the case may be. Let him know and say, babe, I would love it. We can have sex at this certain time of day, or you might have to schedule it. You might have to schedule sex. That happens. That happens with couples. Make sure you guys stay intimate. Or you go on date nights. Are you guys doing things where you guys are able to cut back and relax and be loose? So therefore, sex kind of just flows to it. Like, being intimate, set the romance, set the scene. Are you guys doing that? Maybe he's a romantic. Maybe he's somebody who needs, it just can't be, I'm ready to go on a drop of a notice. Like the guy earlier mentioned, like, hey, touch me at night, touch me in the daytime, touch me and when I'm asleep, touch me when, I'm not in bodily harm, or whatever the case would be. Maybe he's not one of those guys. Maybe he's the guy who is like, I need to have a date. We need to go and take dinner. And then after dinner, we get dressed up. And I see you dressed up and I'm like, ooh, attractive and everything. If he's getting off on his own, it means he's still capable of, be able to hook up with you. So it can't be that stressful in a sense, but I don't know him. So I think 1, speak to a therapist, have him speak to a therapist. 2, express your needs and express how you need, and express how. Don't just express your needs, but express how you want your needs to be met. Let him know what you're missing, that I need this, and let him put the ball in his court and let him make that step. And don't give him an ultimatum, but just let him know, like, hey, I feel like I need this. I'm not getting this. I don't think I can continue this any longer. You can say that to him. Like, I don't think I can continue this any longer. Not saying I'm breaking up with you, but saying I just can't continue this any longer. I need these needs. So, and then also ask him, how can you help him decompress, and how can you help him de-stress? Because that's gonna, if he said I'm stressed out and that's gonna help him de-stress, then he can be able to, boom, ready to go to drop a notice, like the guy in the first video, or in the Emily King video said. But that's my advice to you. Hey, guys, listen to this episode of Nerdy Dating. What did you guys think? Please put in the comment section below. Other than that, see you guys next episode of Nerdy Dating. Appreciate you guys for watching and following, and keep being awesome. Thank you for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate it. If there's another episode you want to watch, you can look at it right there. If you want to subscribe to the page and watch more content, it's down here. Also, you have a question about dating, you want to put it in the comment section, go ahead and do it. Or you can send me your dating question to my email of alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. And I will answer your question on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you so much for watching this show. I appreciate you, and keep being awesome.